Gotcha.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back. This is Will I Ever Be Happy? Finding Joy Amidst Depression and Anxiety. And today's special guest is a wonderful lady by the name of Aisha Tatum. She's an international and inspirational speaker, a best-selling author, a holistic life coach. She helps women to heal from past emotional pain and reclaim their confidence. She's been featured in CBS, Fox, and NBC. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you. Thank you so much, Aisha, for being here with us today.
Thank you, Miss Monica, for having me. I am very honored and I'm excited to be here. And to all of the wonderful ladies tuning in, you guys are in for a treat. So I'm looking forward to our conversation today.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Thank you. Women and maybe men too, but I know your focus particularly is women. Can you tell us a little bit about your background?
Definitely. So I am a holistic life coach. And so my background has basically been built around, going through certification programs for learning how to heal trauma, learning how to rebuild confidence, learning how to live a healthy lifestyle. I didn't start out this way. When I graduated from college, I went and got a job as an insurance adjuster at a insurance agency, right? It took me a while to find my path. But I can remember walking into the job and it literally looked like everybody in there was like on their way out. Like they just looked so beat down. They looked so depressed. They looked so unhappy and unfulfilled. And I knew at that moment, I could not spend the rest of my life like that. And so when I prayed and I asked God for guidance, I came across my very first program. It was called the University of Metaphysical Sciences out of California. And that's when this whole journey and this door opened up for holistic living. And that was back in 2005. So it's been quite some time. But one of the things that I want to share before we move on is our journeys. That's what they are. They're journeys. Like, sometimes we don't know how our path is going to unfold, but every experience, every thing that we encounter, everything that we go to and go through is shaping that next level version of ourselves. And so that's kind of what I want to share with you all, for those of you guys that may feel stuck trying to figure out like where you are right now in this journey called life. Just know that you are where you're supposed to be. And just be open to the signs and be open to the guidance. Because I knew that job was like, we're sold a lie. Like, we're told our whole life, go to college, get an education so you could be successful. I bought that lie and I wanted to return that. I wanted to return that college degree.
I won't even get started on mine because this is your time, but I could do a whole podcast on that myself. Oh my goodness. You have a beautiful smile, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You have a great presence as well. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Thank you. So you walked into that job and you said, oh my God, I have made a huge mistake.
I definitely felt like that because, you're told your whole life, go to college, get an education, that was really my first bout with depression. My first bout with depression was feeling like I had bought into a lie. Like, I was excited after I graduated from college because, now this is a long time ago, y'all. I was making, $30,000 a year, and I thought I was doing something. $30,000 a year. I was 22, 23 years old, so I was excited. But 90 days later, I was depressed. It was hard to get out of bed. It was hard to get in traffic for an hour, 2 hours. It was hard to go sit down in a cubicle, answering 80 to 100 calls a day. Feeling unfulfilled, being micromanaged, get this 30-minute lunch break. And then you get off work, get back in traffic to get back up and do it over and over again. And I thought to myself, how do people do this for 40 to 50 years of their life? Like, that's one of the beginning signs that leads to depression, like not doing what's in your heart. And so, so we'll talk more about that.
I think you may have just touched like a lot. You just touched me, because I definitely remember my first week of work and same thing. So I think a lot of people listening right now might really resonate with that thought or that what you just shared with us. So I'm sure they're very interested in listening to the rest of it. And can you so explain to us as a holistic coach, what techniques or what modalities do you encourage, do you use to help women?
So as a holistic coach, I take a holistic approach. So there's a whole protocol that I have my clients follow. And some of that protocol when it comes to mental, so we'll kind of go through the system and the steps. When it comes to first wanting to get out of this space of emotional pain, because I guide women through an emotional detox journey to teach them holistically how to rid their body, mind, and spirit from anxiety, depression, stress, frustration, all that. The very first step is getting clarity, right? You have to be clear about who you are, what you want, what you desire, and really have a crystal clear vision, right? So some of this work is mindset work. Some of this work involves you becoming self-aware within yourself. Like, what do you want as a woman? Sometimes we can get so caught up in what society thinks we should be doing, what maybe a partner may think we should be doing, what we may think we should be doing. And sometimes we can even think we're failing because we're not able to balance 80 different thousand roles. Like, women have it hard, we have it rough. So make sure whatever you are doing is for you. It resonates with your heart. So that's number one, getting clarity within yourself, deciding who you are, what you want, and then creating that vision for your life and for yourself. And then making the decision, and this is all phase one, by the way, making the decision to say, okay, this is who I am, this is what I want. Now, who do I have to become in order to fulfill that vision? Like, what are the habits I need to develop? What are the habits I need to give up? Do I need to stop self-sabotaging? Do I need to stop self-comparing, comparing myself? Do I need to get on a better eating plan? Like, do I need to have a better belief system about what's possible? Does my self-image need to be upgraded? Like, who do I need to be in order for this new vision of my life to change? Because sometimes people can be depressed and frustrated because they have no vision.
I was just going to ask because that might be that might seem like a question you could ask someone in their 20s, like you were saying, what do you want? But when you get somebody like me, who's almost 50 years old, and you ask them, what do you want? And, and they've been in this rut for all these years. Do they say, like, do you get women that say, I don't know?
Yes, all the time.
What I want.
All the time. And because of that, that's one of the things that keeps women stuck. Like, you got to know what you want. You got to know who you are. You got to know what you want, because when you know what you want, you give your mind something to focus on. And that kind of shifts your mindset out of this funk, out of this depression. And it's like, okay, like, I haven't really been living intentionally, but now I know what I want. Let me focus on these things and make the decision to go out here and get it. Okay. So part of that mindset work is really tapping into you, like who you are. And then obviously there's subconscious work that needs to be done, subconscious reprogramming, which can be done with hypnosis, which can be done with neuro-linguistic programming, which can be done with visualization, which can be done with affirmations. There's a lot of that, creative visualization, but it's really about identifying where you are subconsciously, because our life is a manifestation of our beliefs.
Absolutely.
So where we are and what we're experiencing is our beliefs objectified in the physical reality. So ultimately, that's a part of my work, is to empower these women. Like, when you finish working with me, you don't need to come back to me anymore, because you get all the tools you need. Like, we have to learn how to become our own healer. Nobody is coming to save you, Monica. Nobody's coming to save Aisha. Nobody's coming to save anybody. So we need to be empowered within ourselves. And so a lot of this subconscious work is really looking at, what are my beliefs about me? What are my beliefs about what I'm worthy of, what I'm deserving of? What are my beliefs about money, success? What are my beliefs about love? And as we begin to look at our life, we can see what our beliefs are, like, because that's what our results are. So doing the work subconsciously, that's part of the mind work, right? And then putting on a new mind, like stepping into a new version of yourself. And then we want to move on into the body. A lot of the women that I work with are overweight, are dealing with some type of physical manifestation in the body, fibroids, infertility, diabetes, high blood pressure, insomnia, headaches, constipation. There's different inflammation. There's different ways their body is speaking to them, right? Our body
That's aside from the, well, that's aside from the depression, but depression or anxiety or the emotional pain is separate from the, it's together, it's causing.
The emotional pain is the root cause of the dis-eases that we experience in our body, because everything happens first in the non-physical. Everything happens first in the emotional and mental realm, and then it manifests in the physical, which is the body. So a lot of the work we do to rid ourselves of emotion, depression, unhealthy habits, you have to focus on that holistically. So there's a detox process that you go through, detoxing your body, detoxing your liver, your kidneys, your womb, all of that. And then you want to begin to focus on, confidence, your body image, your image of yourself. Sometimes people can be depressed because they don't have the right self-image. Like, you're comparing yourself to everybody, you're looking outside of yourself, you're like, dang, I should be there by now. Like, I should have already accomplished this. Or maybe you have the wrong self-image because you were bullied like I was, or you were picked on, or maybe in childhood, you didn't get the love you wanted from a family member. For me, it was my dad. So that had a lot to do with my confidence. And that can also lead to being depressed. And so, there's a holistic system, mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional process that I walk these women through. But a lot of the tools are energy medicine. A lot of the tools are diet, lifestyle, mindset work. And so they learn how to incorporate these into their lifestyle so they can become their own healer and help others as well. Yeah.
That's beautiful. And can you tell me a little bit more about the diet part? The food, the nutrition. I probably need a little help in that area.
So a lot of times, what we desire to eat has a lot to do with our mood, right? Like the food-mood connection. So within our gut, like, there's the vagus nerve that connects from the gut all the way to the brain. And so sometimes when we're craving something sweet, that can signify that, one, either we're feeling depressed. From an emotional standpoint, though, guess what it signifies? It signifies unfulfillment. Maybe your life doesn't feel sweet enough to you. And so you want to seek this food out, seek out ways to feel better about it. It can also be related to past emotional trauma where you felt unloved or unwanted. And so sometimes when we look at our diet, really not even sometimes, all the time, we want to look at what we're craving, what we're eating, what we're putting in our body, because all of these foods are related to some type of emotional feeling or component. And so through detoxing, you're going to become aware of some emotions, certain thoughts, things that come up for you that need to be healing. And so on the detox, you want to focus on herbs, right? You want to focus on plant-based foods. You want to focus on certain teas and tonics, juicing, smoothies, getting rid of processed foods as much as you can, the white sugar, the white flour, the white bread, the pasta, even if it's just for a week.
Name my 4 favorite food groups.
Listen, I love them too. But, looking at those, just getting rid of them, just saying, you know what? For the next week or for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to just go all in on my health. I'm going to see how I feel by just incorporating smoothies and soups and salads, just so I can get more in tune with me and see what comes up. And that's a big part of letting go of depression, because people can be addicted to depression in the body. Like, the body becomes addicted to anxiety, stress, and depression. So that's one of the reasons why it's so hard for women to make changes, to lose weight, because our body, like Joe Dispenza talks about, our body literally becomes the mind. And so it's about being able to reprogram and overcome that. And you got to exercise discipline and really strong determination in order to make that chemical change in the brain.
But how difficult is that when you're battling, like you said, depression, and you kind of feel stuck there because, like you said, it feels bad, but it's also comfortable in a way.
Yeah.
And then now all of a sudden you have to, the one thing that you would go to, or maybe it's not the one thing, but one of the things you would go to for comfort and relief, your cookies or your whatever it is.
Mhm.
Now, so how,
Yeah.
how do
You do that?
how do you do that?
You know what? That's a great question. And the truth is, it's very simple. You decide. You make up your mind. You make the decision because our mind is so powerful. It's like you literally have to want that next level version of yourself, that next life more than anything else. Because when we are in a habitual state of feeling depressed, we are in a habitual state of constantly self-soothing through alcohol, wine, sugar, all these things. That's become an addiction for us. So when you make up your mind and you decide, like you really decide, like it's not like when sometimes, have you ever done this, Monica, and any of the ladies out there listening, where you say, oh, I'm gonna start this exercise program. And then you're gonna start it on Monday. Monday come, you eating cookies, you eating ice cream, you're not doing what you said you was gonna do, right?
Right.
So it's like, that's not really making the decision. Making a decision is like, I am committed to this. Meaning that your willpower has to override your past habits. And that's literally the only way we can change. It's like you literally have to make a decision and follow through with action. And the decision has to be so powerful that from an emotional standpoint, you literally feel it in your brain and your body. Like, okay, the body knows like I'm serious now. Like she's gonna actually do this now. And then you just have to follow through with it. It's really simple to make the decision, but it's hard to follow through because of the chemical addictions. And that's when you as a woman have to decide, how bad do I want it? How bad do I want to become the woman that God put me here to be? How bad do I want to lose the weight? How bad do I want to step into my purpose? How bad do I want to be happy? How bad do I really want that? And if you want it bad enough, then you'll do what it takes to get it, or you'll just keep playing games with your life, knowing that time is running out.
Right, and get stuck in the loop.
Yeah.
Of I'll start Monday, and Monday never comes.
Right.
Yeah, and I guess I always tell myself when I start these things, just one day at a time, or even 1 hour at a time, if it's that difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I tried to quit sugar once, and it was just so hard because sugar's in everything.
Yeah. That's why you can do sprints. You can do sprints. You don't have to say for the next 30 days or the next year. It could be something small. Like this weekend, I'm doing a sugar detox. This weekend, I'm not going to consume sugar. This weekend, these are the meals I'm going to prepare. And know that there's a difference between processed sugar and natural sugar that's in the food God created for us. The body processes it completely different. So if you get that sugar from food, like fruit and vegetables, that's different than if you go out and eat a Dunkin' Donut. Okay. Right. Or cake and ice cream, but start small. Like it could be one day during the week and you're like, you know what? I'm not eating sugar today. And then add another day. And then the next week, try to do 2 days. Like just start.
I'm going to do it, Aisha. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Now.
I'm going to do it. Yeah, I've been, I think my spirit guide, my guardian angel, all my spirits have been telling me, quit the sugar, lady.
Yeah.
In my face, I can see it in my face. I just get so chunky in my face when I eat a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try that. I hope all you ladies out there are listening, and I'm sure there's a lot of healthy people out there, but there's a few like me, maybe.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know that contributed so much.
Yeah, it does. And not only that, sugar depletes the body from nutrients. So a lot of times women are wanting to feel better, but when your body is deficient and toxic, that contributes to anxiety and depression as well. So sugar is actually robbing the body, it's taking nutrients out of your body. And so sometimes when that happens, you may get a brain rush to say, oh, I need to go eat this or eat that. But ultimately, sugar is taking from you. It's not adding to you. So it should be everything in moderation, and try for that, because everybody goes on these sugar cravings. I remember like I would get stressed out. I'd go get some Reese cups, the king size pack, and just sit there in the car and eat them up crying, Was
this during your work break when you were an insurance agent?
It's been several times throughout my life. Insurance agent, heartbreak, becoming a mom, and being in a relationship, and you know, that relationship not working out and feeling like I'm a single parent, even when I have a man here, but it doesn't feel like it. You know, depression has happened for me numerous times in my life. So, yeah.
It's a constant, yeah, it's, if you're prone to it, then it's something that will reoccur. And as long as you have the tools, like you're saying, that you teach, then, you know, we know how to go up against it and recognize it and say, okay, this is not who I normally am, or this is not who I'm supposed to be, or.
Yeah. And really mean it. Like, this is your life. This is the one life you got that we know for certain. So right. It's like, do you want to spend the rest of your life depressed? Like, we all go through depression. Like, we all have periods where it's like, dang, like, I really wanted this to work out, or, oh man, I lost this person. I'm heartbroken. Everybody got that. So really the decision is, okay, how can I begin to shift my perception to say, okay, this happened. I need to accept that this happened because there is a higher power and there are higher laws at work. And maybe this happened to bring me into my purpose. See, I'm a firm believer that any painful experiences we have are there to push us and help us develop and mold us into the women that God is calling us to be. And because that's my mindset, I don't stay in depression for long periods of time. You know, I had an event recently and I didn't have a big show up rate, and it broke my heart because I had been preparing for it I've been preparing for a whole month, putting all my energy and effort into it. And I had a low show up rate and I was heartbroken for the day. And then the next day I was just like, you know what? Okay, time to move on. Let's go back and see what I could do differently. Maybe tweak the message, this and that, because I recognize that that's not going to get me the results that I want. So it's okay. Feel how you feel, but then do something about it, because no one's going to come save you. And you have a purpose. There's something God wants to do through you for you to bring out into this world. So you have to want that more than your current situation. And
Absolutely.
That's my thoughts on that.
Absolutely. I feel that, you know, I'm assuming that most people that did sign up for this summit that everyone's listening to right now, decided to take that step. They said, okay, let me do something. Let me change, or let me see how I can change. So they did make the first step.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what kind of, like, how can people reach you? What do you offer, to women that want to heal?
Okay. So actually I offer quite a few different programs, Monica. The first one is a healing academy. It's a healing academy that walks women through the healing journey. And it's a 90-day program for women to learn the tools, the techniques, the strategies, the mindset shifts, the processes, the system to actually learn how to become their own healer, how to release the negative energy out of the body, out of the mind, out of the spirit. I also offer a certification program. So the certification program is for women who have gone through the healing and now they want to turn around and help other people on that same journey. And then I also have a program where I teach women how to step into leadership. So that means building their brand, building their social media, building their authority, becoming authors, being excellent at communication. So a lot of times people who are called to leadership have a difficult time with speaking. So there's speaker training. And so those are the different programs that I offer.
Nice. And so all that information is, you've included it, right? So that we can get it out to everybody.
Yes, I have.
Right. Beautiful. And can you give us maybe like 1 or 2 techniques, whatever you want to share with us today, that maybe we can all do at home to help us?
Sure. One of the most powerful techniques that I have found that has been very transformative is emotional freedom therapy. You know, tapping, tapping on the meridian points and learning how to utilize that instead of going to reach for a bag of Cheetos. Instead of going to reach for a donut, like tap. And so because it's a process to learn it, one simple thing you could do is tap formations, where you just combine affirmations with tapping on your meridian points. And so we can kind of do some of that right now. So we can start. Yeah. So you can do this with me, Monica.
Okay,
You can do
I'm ready.
So what I want you to do is I want you to raise up your non-dominant hand, the hand you don't write with. So that means if you're left-handed, don't raise that hand, okay? Then I want you to raise your dominant hand, the hand you do write with. And I want you to pull up your index finger and your middle finger. These are your tapping fingers. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to rub the side of your non-dominant hand from your pinky down to your wrist right here, okay? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with just a simple setup statement. And I want you just to begin to gently tap. Tap with a little bit of pressure, but not too hard, almost like you're tapping on a baby's back who's coughing, okay? A nice gentle tap, all right? And just repeat after me. Even though I feel depressed and struggle with anxiety, I still deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. Even though I feel depressed, I know that it will pass, that everything will be okay. And because everything will be okay, I can begin to shift my feelings and my thoughts right now. I am learning to move beyond depression and anxiety. I am learning to be patient with myself during this process. And that feels good. I like myself, even though sometimes I feel depressed. I love myself because I am worthy of love. I am good enough. I am smart enough. I am talented enough to move beyond my current state of how I feel. You know what? I make up my mind right now to feel good, to feel happy, to feel grateful that I'm alive. I have breath in my body. Breath in my body. I can see. I can hear. I can feel. And I know I'm loved. And that feels good to me. Right now, I'm clearing this depression, anxiety, and all other negative emotions out of my body, my cells, my organs, and it feels so good to be free. You got. Give yourself a big hug. Woo! Give yourself some kisses. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And that's something you can do when you start feeling down. Just start tapping.
I love that. Well, I'm all better. Goodbye. That was great. Oh my God, that was great. I do feel like
you feel better.
I felt good before, but now I feel even better.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Thank you so much. I hope if those of you that were driving, I hope you didn't try and do this while you were driving. So make sure that you listen to it again when you get home in a quiet space and you're able to watch this. without, maybe children or animals jumping all over you.
Right.
And without maybe your significant other or anybody else thinking you're crazy, you just do this and you will feel so much better. This is great.
Yes.
This is great. Wonderful. Okay. And so what is the name of your, how can we follow you? Do you have?
Yes. So you can follow me on all social media channels, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook at Aisha Tatum. I actually have another workshop coming up at the end of this month that I'll include a link for you guys if you guys are interested. Awesome. And I'll also include a link for those of you guys that may want to speak with me privately, one-on-one. I'll drop a link to you all for that. Take about 15-20 minutes, have a call, see where you're stuck, and see how I could be a great resource for you.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I heard you have a gift for the audience?
Yeah, so I have a free meditation that you guys can use. This meditation, it teaches you how to release anxiety, depression, emotional pain out of your body through guided imagery. So that is definitely something that I would recommend. It's about a 20-minute meditation. Don't do it while you're driving.
Again, don't do it while you're
driving. You're relaxed.
That sounds perfect. And that link will also be on there, and I'll title it. So when you guys get the email, it'll be titled Free Gift from Aisha Tatum. Don't forget to go ahead and follow her. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Did I miss one?
LinkedIn. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So, and you have a free gift, which is a meditation, and make sure you take advantage of that. And this has just been wonderful. Aisha, thank you so much. Is there any final words that you want to leave the audience with?
Sure. First, thank you, Monica, for the invitation. I pray that it was truly a blessing. It's been a blessing for me. Ladies and gentlemen, if there's some gentlemen listening, you have purpose. You have greatness within you. You have the ability to do, be, and have whatever you desire. I know that life can be challenging. I know that we go through setbacks and we go through heartbreak, and sometimes it's really hard to recover from that. But know that God has a purpose for your life. Know that you have gifts and talents and wisdom to share with others, and tap into that part of yourselves. Tap into the part of yourselves that you are here to share with the world, because that shift in mindset can help you begin to release and heal from the depression and the anxiety. Go forward into your purpose, live your dreams, overcome your fears, let go of the anxiety and depression and everything holding you back, and step into that powerful version of yourselves that already exists, is just waiting for you to give birth to that person by changing your mental state. I pray that this brief 20-minute, 30-minute interview serves you well, and I wish you all the best. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was an honor to have you on here, and a total enlightenment. It was great. It was great. You lifted my soul, and I thank you for that. And I hope everyone listening feels the same way, and make sure to follow her and take advantage of Miss Aisha Tatum's free gift for all of you. Blessings, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.